Eyebrows itchy. What's up, people? How's it going? Welcome to another week. And you know what I've honestly noticed in the past few like I would say years of like my life during college, after college, like the year after college, is that people keep asking me the same question. And it's like from different perspectives, from like coworkers to friends, and also to like people that I just met. And one of the things that they always ask, like, how are you able to be so confident when you're talking to them? How are you able to talk to people without like worrying about like what you're saying, or how come you can just speak your mind without feeling like you're being judged, or have like that innate fear of offending someone, or not so much offending someone, but like in the fear that you might say something that might embarrass you or like make you look bad. And it's really funny because I honestly don't feel like I'm all that confident in that aspect. In such is, it's not like I'm not scared of like talking to people. It's not like I'm super confident in talking to people. I think it's, at the end of the day, I kind of have this mind where I'm just like, it's like, it might either be, if it's someone new specifically, it'd be like, it's like, I can say whatever I want, and like, things are not too crazy extremes, of course, but like, I can say anything, and I might not even see this person, like, ever again. Think about it that way. If you say something and they don't like it, and it's just some random person, what are the off chance that you'll see this person again, especially if you're like just talking to some stranger at some event or some other like, or some random city, like you might talk, I don't know. I feel like that's, if in the stranger aspect, how I'm able to talk to strangers like that I don't know so confidently, it's just like, my thought is like, I probably am never going to see you again. And that makes me go like, I can honestly just speak my mind and it won't really matter. Like, you're not gonna like you're not gonna like Facebook me the next day, or send me a text the next day saying, oh my god, you said something, I'm going to beat you up. But no, that's not usually how it goes, at least with like new people or like strangers that I just end up having conversations with. With people that like I do intend for like a longer like friendship or whatever, how I mean, if you think about it, I think we all, I don't know about you, but whenever I meet someone and they decide to talk to me and like try to like build a connection, in like a deeper connection, like to become friends, I think giving, not like expecting this from them, but being able to understand that you and that person are going to want to be as truthful and as like honest about yourself with one another. And it's kind of one of those things where it's like, I'm gonna tell you this about me. Whether or not you like it is a different story, but the fact that you and I are standing on this same plane, same ground, that we are trying to communicate our thoughts, and that's kind of like what is the basis of like being able to talk about like anything, doesn't matter, or like talk about anything and however we want, is that we want to communicate like genuinely what we want, like what we think. Like, I think like right now I'm trying to tell you guys that, oh, talking to people is not that hard, but it also requires a level of comfort of you being able to communicate your own thoughts. I think that's like the end all by all for any kind of communication. Like, how comfortable you are actually to communicate your thoughts without actually, not so much not thinking about it, but without actually being afraid of the negative outcomes. And I don't know. It's kind of like some people it's innately like it's very innate for them where they are able to connect and be like, oh, it's like I can talk about sports with anyone because I'm confident in my like my knowledge in sports, you know. And other people's like I'm just confident, or I'm like I'm not confident because it's like I feel that like if I say this, like they might get offended and they'll never talk to me again. Like there's a lot of like a wide variety of ranges that people are scared of not communicating their own thoughts. And right now I would I'm not sponsored by the writer, but if you guys are looking into like trying to like build up that confidence to actually like put yourself out in the world and not worry about like judgment, people's opinions, there's a book called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. It is a very very interesting book. I'm not going to go too deep into it because I want you guys to read it, but it is a good read, and I think my mentality opened up so much after reading this book. You can find it on Amazon. It's very affordable, but yeah. Now to bring this over to a next level very briefly, how are you able to, how people ask me how am I able to, or well, a lot of people ask this question on how there's not just me specifically, but it's like, oh, how did that person ask this person out, or how did they even go fathom the idea of approaching this magnificent being that they see in front of them and let them know that they are interested. I mean, in this day and age, I feel like everything's open, everything's on table. There's nothing really inhibiting us from approaching someone and being like, hey, I think your personality's hella dope, and my personality's hella dope. We should totally make this dopeness a thing. Might sound corny and cheesy, but honestly, it's kind of one of those things where you just gotta throw it out there. I mean, it's hard, but what's the worst they can do? Shatter your feelings by rejecting you? I mean, I guess if you like the person for a long time, yeah, probably. But like, if it's some random stranger that you just build a connection to, just try it. You never know. Like I said, it's like you would be surprised on the funniest thing, or like not funniest, the strangest things that happen in life. And there's no time to really waste in just sitting around and not doing anything about it. So yeah, I think that's, yeah, it's kind of one of those things. Shit. Anyways, if there's any more on this topic you want to know about, or like you want to talk about, honestly, I feel like building a conversation on this, like what gives you guys confidence to speak to people? What gives you confidence to speak your mind and communicate your thoughts? And yeah, so alright, have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for tuning in this week, and hopefully like this builds more conversations. I honestly think communicating like your thoughts is one of the best way to do things. Alright, peace, have a good one, and stay smiling.